Hello, hello. Wow. A lot of comments. I'm a little bit nervous, I have to say. Good evening, morning, afternoon, depending on where you're from. Welcome to my weekly Wednesday. Sounds a bit off, doesn't it? Given the fact that the last episode of my podcast went live on Wednesday in December 7th, 2022. Yep, some break. I'm really happy reading all your comments. Let's see if I still remember this, how to do this, okay? Maybe you can help me get started. My name is Juha Ruokangas, your humble servant, on a mission from the gods, from the goddesses of fretted instruments. That will be all you who are watching on YouTube or listening as an audio podcast later. The live is only on YouTube, and actually the first time I think we're premiering also live on Facebook as well, as far as I'm aware. Yes, it is 9 p.m. 5 minutes past 9 p.m. here in Finland on August 28th in the year 2024. 1 year and 8 months. That's how many Wednesdays have swooshed by since last time we did this. Wow. Well, I've missed you. Even if other guitar love related adventures have taken all my time. And honestly, I can't really call this a comeback, as I'm not quite sure how things will play out. But I can say that there are a couple more episodes in the works already, so not promising next Wednesday, but there is a slight chance it might happen. Even next Wednesday, we'll see. To be sure you don't miss it, subscribe to my guitar love letter and you'll be the first to know. The link to subscribe in the video description, and in the footer on our website ruokangas.com on every page. You'll find it. My heart is beating. I don't know. I mean, it's good that my heart is beating, but it's beating faster than it should. Okay, so today, our theme for this stream is simple. I've received so much questions over the past year and 8 months. Thank you for sending. So I'll be answering a few of them that I've kind of taken aside when I've gotten them, and I've decided, next time I'm going to do this, I'll answer to this question, to that question, and that question. So I'm going to answer a few questions. I think I have quite interesting things for you. I hope. Probably we won't get further than a scratch on the surface, but I'll do my best. Those of you watching this live, keep your questions coming too. I'm sure let's see, I'm not sure we can fit some in, but if we don't fit some in, keep them coming anyways, because we're going to write them down and they'll be saved. Even if I would be too nervous to read all your flooding comments and react to everything. I just want to say welcome Greg, Alex, Damien, Emma. Thank you for being there as well, both watching and as my secret agent, technical support. Nobody has so far told me that anything would be wrong, so I take it. Technically speaking, you can hear me, you can see me, everything is fine, I hope. So here we go. Who else is there? Wait a minute, I skipped people. There is Mibu is there, Junnu, Aleksi, Kai. Welcome all of you who have commented. Those of you who haven't commented, send your comments and I'll so I know who's there. I know there's more of you than who are commenting. At least my stats say that. But anyways, we'll get this started. The question number 1 comes here. What does this button do? And the question was about this. This was the button. Can you still hear me when the picture is there? Yes, you can. Good, okay. What does this button do? This is what is often called a kill switch. Kill switch. Even though I guess in this application it should be rather a kill button than a switch. Yeah, it's a momentary button, meaning that it will stay down as long as you press it, and when releasing it, it will come back up. When pressed down, it kills the signal. I'm not sure who started using this effect first, but I do recall seeing Ace Frehley of Kiss doing the kill switch effect with his Les Paul toggle switch, the pickup selector. In a Les Paul style guitar with independent volume controls for the pickups, you can do that. If you have the bridge pickup on in your Les Paul style guitar with independent volumes, and you dial the neck pickup volume to 0. You have the bridge pickup on, you dial the neck pickup volume 0, and then flick the 3-way toggle quickly back and forth from bridge to neck position, you get the same kill effect. The function can be built into a 2-way toggle switch as well, or even to a push-pull pod, technically speaking. Yeah. Well, now as we talk about weird buttons in guitars, let's address another one, because I think somebody has asked these too, even though I didn't find the question. But what does this button do? Okay, still the sound is on. Okay, good. Yeah. Well, I guess such a button could do anything that you wire it to do, but most often a little push button, in this case a latching button, rather than a momentary one. Latching meaning that once I push the button, it will click and stay down, and when I push again, it clicks again and comes up. So I don't know who comes up with these names, but this one is commonly called the blower switch. So what does a blower switch do? All things that may have crossed your mind by now, the blower switch doesn't do that. It doesn't. The blower switch doesn't do that. Instead, the blower switch will force, listen now, concentrate on what I'm talking about. The blower switch will force your bridge pickup full on, full blast, bypassing all the guitar controls whatsoever. So before you press the blower button, the blower switch, if you imagine if you had the neck pickup on, the volume set at say 7, and then you push down the blower switch, the blower button, then you'll have your bridge pickup on full blast, bypassing the pickup selector, the volume control, or whatever other controls your guitar may have. So you push again, and you're back where you were. You're back at your neck pickup, volume set at 7. Okay. You could call it the solo switch or the blast switch, but blower switch it is. Lower switch it is. Yeah, all these clicking sounds or beeping sounds come. I can see that there's comments coming. More people commenting. Great. Happy to hear that you're here. Happy to see that you're here. Yeah. Damien says we're missing the producer switch from Lee's Clar bass. Yeah, look from the social medias, the YouTube or wherever. If you don't know what the producer switch in Lee's Clar's bass guitar is, look it up. You love it. It tells a lot about our species, the human being. Yeah. Okay. Now I started with these technical questions. I may have another technical question coming, just to make this easy start for me, so I get warmed up a bit. By the way, there's one absurd thing about this, me starting to prepare for this weekly Wednesday live, this episode. Honestly, I haven't had a flu in a year. I've been healthy as can be. And when I posted my guitar love letter, to my subscribers, my newsletter to my subscribers, announcing that there will be another live, that evening I got fever and my throat started aching, and now I'm in a full-blown flu, which is, if I don't remember wrong, if I remember correctly, this might be the case where we left off 1 year and 8 months ago. I may have had flu then too. But believe it or not, in the meanwhile, I have been healthy also. Okay. Yeah, let's move on. Blower switch. Where was I? Blower switch. Yeah, these switches, kill switch, blower switch, we can install in our guitars. Or some players have had it retrofitted to existing guitars. And it's not our, just disclaimer, it's not our invention. These switches are not our invention. Many luthiers guitar companies do it. I don't know who did it first. But regardless who did it first, it doesn't, of course, mean you should necessarily favor other guitar makers than us. Right? We have an understanding about that. You don't necessarily need to go to the other ones. Okay, question number 2. Another technical one. Here. What is the thing behind the whammy bar in Matias Kupiainen guitars? Matias Kupiainen of Stratovarius band. What is the thing behind the whammy bar? Okay. The thing, the person who asked this question refers to is this. Yeah. What is this thing behind the whammy bar? This is a locking device that freezes the whammy bar. By turning that thumb wheel, I hope it shows in the picture. It's a black guitar and a black thumb wheel behind the whammy bar. I hope it shows. Turning the thumb wheel about a full turn forward will lock the whammy. and turning it back will release the whammy floating. So when you're in the locked mode, you can use the EVH, Eddie Van Halen D-tuner device to drop your low E string to D. You can see the D-tuner in this guitar as well. There, sticking there behind the bridge, behind the low E string. There it is, the D-tuner. And yeah, you can use the D-tuner device to drop your low E string to D. And when you want to go back to floating mode, first you set the D-tuner back to E and then roll the thumb wheel back. And you're where you started. The next question is, of course, or next question could be, where can I buy it? What does it cost? Well, this device is not currently commercially available. The Finnish inventor, a fine individual named Seppo Silaste, together with yours truly, we've been kicking each other's butts for years to have this thing developed, ready, and to bring it out. We're not quite there yet, but we're progressing. And confusingly enough, first the device you saw, the thumb wheel and the locking mechanism, it was called the Unilock, and now it's called the X-Lock, spelled X-L-O-K, X-Lock. And to make things even more confusing, the inventor, Seppo, and I have, in the meanwhile, before the first one was brought out, available, we have developed the next generation device already too. Even though the first one was fully functional, reliable and everything, as road tested by Matthias for I think over 10 years in his guitars. So why another version? Let me show you the picture. What is that? Or maybe I can show it to you now. There you can see it. In this case, the locking switch would be that strat switch looking thing. Not the switches on the pickguard, but the one in the photo, down in the photo, there behind the bridge. And the reason we felt we would develop another version of it was that we felt, Seppo, the inventor, and I felt that dialing the thumb wheel, it takes time, and wouldn't it be cool if the locking mechanism would be super quick, like flicking a switch? And so that's the new version, and we call it the Z-Lock. No, we don't call it the Z-Lock. No, just kidding. It is still the X-Lock. Now it's X-Lock, and that's carved in stone. Not Unilock, not Z-Lock. It's X-Lock. And the new version is not any X-Lock, but the X-Lock 2.0. Obviously, and there you see what it looks like. I can also show you how it looks from the back, actually, because there you can see the mechanism. They can see the mechanism itself. Flicking the switch will close those jaws and freeze the system. So it's really like it's basically a clamp that locks your whammy. And in my honest opinion, I've tried all of these locking devices on the market, and I swear the X-Lock cleans the table. I mean, it's the best one, hands down. It's also the most expensive one, at least currently when it's handmade and still in the prototyping stage. But I think it's the only one that actually works the way it's supposed to be, and it's reliable. You don't need to maintain it and keep adjusting it all the time, because it just, once you've installed it, you go on a world tour with a metal band, and you don't need to touch it. You just lock it, unlock it, lock it, unlock it, and it keeps on working. So it's really great device. Yeah, I'm trying to get back on track. Where was I? Did I already talk about the costs of this thing? I don't think so. Oh, I don't know. No, I have my notes here, but I'm completely lost with them. Let me see. Okay, I'll continue from here. I don't know where I was, but I'll continue from here. Sorry. I'm a bit rusty. Some of you, most likely that will be very few of you, but anyways, hands up those who have noticed. A few of you may have noticed an Instagram page called the X-Lock. It's actually there. It's if you haven't been there, you can find it XLOK Guitar. All together, XLOK Guitar. That's, you'll find it. And if somebody is on their computer and can, find the Instagram address or something and leave it to the live comments, please do. I'll try to remember to add it to the video description as well after the fact of doing this live stream. Those listening to the audio podcast, you can find the X-Lock if you're interested in something like that in this device. You can find from Instagram. Just search for the X-Lock Guitar, all letters together. There's not so much happening there yet, but it exists anyways. There's a video showing how the mechanism works. And our dear customer Mika Tyyska, aka Mr. Fastfinger, has one of the first prototypes of the X-Lock 2.0 installed into one of his guitars. It was the guitar that I just showed there on that side of the screen. It's installed into one of his guitars we made for him, and when when will it be available? I don't know. Well, if you order a guitar, let's put it this way. If you order a guitar, I promise to kick Seppo, the inventor's butt, so he makes another prototype ready by the time the guitar is ready to be assembled. So you can have it. You can have it in our guitar. In other words, there's no other way currently to get this thing to your guitar than give me a call or send a message. So what does it cost then? Well, given the fact that it's not in production and Seppo makes the prototypes by hand, they're pretty expensive right now. Either the original, in case you like the looks of that one better. Isn't the old one always better? In guitars, it often tends to be. Anything invented in the 50s is definitely better than whatever is invented in the 2020s. Yeah, the original or the 2.0 version, your choice, installed here in Europe, within European Union, the additional cost is currently in the range of 800 euros. That includes the device and installation. The availability is super scarce. So guys, if one of you or two of you, whoever of you is interested, I'm just saying only serious, if you send me an email about the X-Lock, only serious requests, please. At this point, we're doing our best to make it happen for real. Okay. Antti. On matte finished guitars, it could be matte lock. Yes, it could be. It could be. Z-lock, Matlock, X-lock, Unilock, you name it. Keep them coming. Keep up coming the names. Your proposals for the names. Okay, we're moving on. The question number 3. We're still kind of on the technical, not so technical, but pragmatic, practical questions at this point. We'll stumble through these ones and then get to the interesting stuff in the end, right? So where's the next question? There. Yeah, what is the lead time if I order Ruokangas guitar or bass now? Well, as it turns, if you are considering to order a guitar or a bass from us, now is the perfect time because the waiting list is shorter than it's been. A few years ago, you had to wait well over a year easily to get a custom-made instrument from us, but now you have to wait only for 6 to 7 months. So if you have been considering and possibly contemplating because of the long wait, now is your time. That's that. And that's a very simple question. We move on to the next one. Yeah. Can I buy? This question has been probably asked me in the last year 50 times. Can I buy the Valbucker pickup into a guitar I've ordered from another luthier? Now, this is an interesting prospect for the future, but currently not possible. There's many reasons. We make everything about the Valbucker in the house, including circuit boards and all. It's really as handmade as anything can be. And this means we can only make for our own needs. Another aspect of the super handmade is that the construction of the Valbucker is not yet quite as modular as it should be in order to be able to sell it to other luthiers or as a retrofit component. Maybe one day, but not there yet. It helps when you guys keep ordering Valbucker equipped instruments, which you are doing in a delightful amount, because that is what keeps the process going on and developing. It's the same paradox as with many things we do. And now we're getting a little bit deeper on the other side of things, or the philosophy, the way we have chosen to exist as a company. If we were looking for growth, we might be interested in finding investors to pour money onto us, and that would speed up our research and development, make things more accessible, make things more available, and so on. It might bring down prices and things, but we're not that company. We're not looking for that. Doesn't mean that we're not doing our best to evolve and remain relevant in the field of making musical instruments, but by our own choice, our resources are very limited. All the money that comes in is the money you pay us for the guitars. There's no other money, no gambling money from investors, betting on rapid growth to return their investments with a fat interest, if you know what I mean. So it's a simple game that we play, but we like it that way because I think that way we stay true to ourselves. And that way we also can provide the best instrument without compromising. It's not always easy, but that's the way it is. Okay, now as we've kind of talked about money a bit, the question number 5 is a continuum to the previous one, sorts of. No, not really the Valbucker per se, but money and the philosophy and all. another very common question in form or another. This is one of the recent versions of the questions I got. What is the cheapest Ruokangas guitar? The word cheap has maybe a bit of an interesting vibe to it, to my ear. But thanks for asking anyways. There are no stupid questions. And yeah, what is the cheapest Ruokangas guitar? Seriously, I'm quite aware that it's not super clear where do our prices start at. In fact, I did a little research and I tried Googling it myself and I didn't get a clear answer. It appears that currently the only place that has our starting at prices clearly visible is the Guitar Creator app. Let me show you a little screen recording. Can you still hear me? You should hear me. Yeah, so here you can see, when you go to those model variations, the submodels, if you want, these prices are in euros and they're the European Union prices. So they're not globally exactly right, but a pretty good ballpark figure. In the United States, for example, with the current US dollar exchange rating, a guitar that would cost 3,550 euros on our side of the pond, which is the starting price for the Mojo Classic guitar. In the United States, the 3,550 euros here in Europe would exchange to about $3,900. All inclusive. And by all inclusive, I mean that shipping costs, brokerage fees, and the US customs are all included. No hidden fees whatsoever. And with a Guitar Creator, you will obviously learn a lot more about our pricing when you configure the guitars. You'll learn which options don't add to the cost, such as choosing the neck profile or fret size and so on. And one thing to notice also is that not all our instruments are yet in the Guitar Creator. Unfortunately, the Steam bass, the basses are not there. So if you wonder, a 4-stringed Steam Classic, that's the kind of the cheapest bass we have. Can be the cheapest. The 4-stringed Steam Classic bass prices start at 3,750 euros in Europe, which translates to about 4,100 US dollars imported to the USA, all inclusive. The Hellcat is not there. Not far from the Mojo Classic. The Hellcat Classic starts at 650. The Unicum Supersonic or the Duke Supersonic, neither of them in the Guitar Creator yet. Both start at 4,200 euros. So there you have some price information. The cheapest Ruokangas guitar currently costs 3,550 euros if you buy it new. If you're tight on budget and that you can't make it, 3,550 is too much, but you still want our guitar, look for the used guitars. There are those available from time to time, so look for that. And remember one thing, that when you ask me, or when I say here on the stream, the cheapest Ruokangas guitar, that doesn't mean a compromised Ruokangas guitar regarding the quality. I would say that the 3,550 euro Mojo Classic is every bit as serious professional tool guitar as the most expensive luxurious piece we've made for tens of thousands of euros. So there's no difference in the tool value of those two instruments. That's a good thing to keep in mind. That's the kind of the concept we are. We don't have those other guitars. We don't have the whatever is like. We don't have the import line, or we don't have that. That's that. Okay, then we move on to something completely different and off topic, but I guess in some way still relevant. You tell me after you see what it's about. The question number 6. Was this the question number 6? Have I skipped something? No, yeah, this was the question number 6. Yeah. The question number 6. What is the necklace that you're always wearing? The necklace that I'm wearing. I kind of recall when I got this question that, is it possible that I've already told in one episode? I know I've told to people who asked about it, but not sure if I told on the streams. So if I did, my apologies. Maybe it's my memory. I'm not getting younger, but I'll tell you. No, I won't tell you. I'll show you. I'll show you what my necklace is. Pay attention.
A shoe! The shoe is the sign. Let us follow his example. What? Let us, like him, hold up one shoe and let the other be upon our foot, for this is his sign that all who follow him shall do likewise.
Yes. No, the shoe is a sign that we must gather shoes together in abundance.
Cast off the shoes, follow the good.
No, let us gather shoes together. Let me.
No, it is a sign that, like him, we must think not of the things of the body, but of the face and head.
Give me your shoe.
Get off.
Follow the gourd, the holy gourd of Jerusalem.
The gourd. Hold up the sandal as he has commanded us.
It is a shoe.
It's a sandal.
No, it isn't a shoe.
Cast it away.
Put it on. Clear off.
Take the shoes and follow him.
Stop.
Let us pray. Yea, he cometh to us like the seeds of the grave.
Yep, Monty Python, Life of Brian. Brian's shoe, sandal, whatever you want to call it. That's my necklace, a little replica made of clay of Brian's sandal. My religious symbol. I hope I'm not offending anyone, but yeah, if you haven't watched Life of Brian, I think you should. And when you watch it, think twice before taking any of it personally, or feeling offended. In my honest opinion, this film is still so relevant. It should be obligatory to all school kids at the age of 12 to watch with a teacher and then discuss about what does the movie mean. And then again, when they're 15, they need to watch it again, and again when they're turned 20. Comedy, yes, but at the same time, an extremely sharp and intelligent analysis of our species, Homo sapiens. Also, as said, absolutely relevant in the age we live now. Absolutely relevant. More so seems than 10 years ago, for example. Or I don't know. But I mean, it just keeps on kind of reincarnating. The relevancy of the movie keeps reincarnating in different times, ages, phenomena. Probably because the human being doesn't change. We don't change. The history repeats and just kind of manifests itself in different ways in different times. All right. Now that we are diving deeper with the help of Monty Python, to question number 7. Where are we? Where are we? Here. Why is Finland the happiest country? Why is Finland the happiest country? It seems, before I answer the question or give my take on the topic, it seems that the thread of your comments for me runs quite a bit late from where I am here talking, meaning that there may be a significant latency between me doing this live and the broadcast itself on YouTube at the moment. It may be like 5 to 10 minutes latency, as far as, because I'm getting comments that kind of, to me, happened ages ago. So just saying that is the reason why I'm not reacting to your comments so much, because it already went for me when you say it. It's a time warp. It's a time warp. Why is Finland the happiest country? Or why does Finland rank at the very top year after year in the annual World Happiness Report produced by the United Nations related agency SDSN, Sustainable Development Solutions Network? Wow, I wonder, how does that look like? Scientists in white coats examining the happiness levels. I don't know. Well, you can find the data, the factors they measure when determining the happiness level. You know, all there is to it. The social support system, the quality of life, work-life balance, the equality, inclusiveness, educational system, mental health, economic stability, and a bunch of other criteria. On the other hand, Finland also ranks high in other type of statistics, such as high level of alcoholism in relation to many other countries, high level of suicides in relation to others, high levels of depression, and so on. A bit conflicting, isn't it? A bit conflicting. As a disclaimer, I'll say I'm not an expert on this field. I'm not. So I'm not in any position really to say much. This is just my opinion, nothing more. My just take. Me moving my lips and something comes out. Don't take it too seriously. The way I see it, the word happiness, it's a bit off when thinking of the Finnish culture and history. I mean, come on. Let me show you one thing. Happiness, Finland. Yeah, these memes are all over the place, especially when Finland goes and ranks on top of that list year after year. And then these keep reposted again. Finland being the happiest country. Come on. Well, you know, when people visit from other countries, the majority of Finnish people may appear, or this is, take it as like stereotypes or like approximations. Nothing is exactly the way I say. Nothing is black, nothing is white. It's a spectrum. People are a spectrum, but still on average the Finnish people may come across as kind of closed in and quiet. No loud chatting in buses, trains, and so on. I've seen this so many times. And my wife, Emma, is from Sweden. And even though we're neighbor countries, the cultures are quite different in some peculiar ways. In Sweden, the Christmas songs they're in major key, and people sing. People dance around the Christmas tree. During summer solstice, the midsummer, that is, people in Sweden gather together to dance around the midsummer pole and sing happy midsummer songs. In Finland, no. No, come on. Finland? No. No singing. No midsummer poles. No. Families escape to the countryside, to their hiding places. All the Christmas songs are in minor key. Seriously, I'm not kidding. They're in minor key. These are stereotypes, not all true, of course, but there is this melancholic undercurrent in the Finnish way of happiness, or of being satisfied with your life. Isn't that somehow part of what happiness is? You're being satisfied, you're being content. So that word, being content with what you have. Being content is a better term than happiness. Finland has a history of being, broken bad in the past big wars. And we have these old, there's this history to our country that maybe it's also like Slavic genetic background or whatever, but there's this kind of like, regardless if it's like a midsummer song or a Christmas song or whatever song, most Finnish songs are in minor keys, always. Yeah. And the lyrics are about, you take one of the most sort of popular and famous and loved Christmas songs for Finnish people. It talks about, bird that is out there and it's super cold, and it's so cold that the bird dies. That's the song about. It's the mortality and the cold and the brutality of the winter. And yeah, and to me, when I say to you, you're there like rolling on the floor laughing, and I'm here like, yeah, I can see the beauty in that. I can see the beauty and the austerity of having your skin in the game, even in the Christmas songs. They're real. Sometimes me and Emma, we talk about the kind of like the difficult things in life, death, for example. For Emma, it's easily maybe like it's a topic that makes her easily anxious, and so of course for me too. And if it's about like a family member or of course it's I'm not saying it doesn't touch me or that it doesn't feel difficult and pressing and horrible. But there's another way of viewing it, the continuum of life, and that to be born and to pass away, it's a spectrum. It's the same, and the rebirth, to me, the way I see it in my children, it's there, it's happening, it's real. And there's something beautiful in the dead bird on the snow in that Christmas song. Okay, moving on. Now it's getting really awkward. So, Finland has these old proverbs describing the Finnish happiness. I think they're kind of describing the Finnish feeling of content. Like, you could say in Finnish, parempi pyy pivossa kuin 10 oksalla. In English, the closest equivalent I could find would be a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush, emphasizing the value of appreciating and securing what you already have rather than gambling it away for something more that is uncertain. Or another one, joka kuuseen kurkottaa, se katajaan kapsahtaa. Literally translates to, it's kind of funny, but literally it translates to, he who reaches for the spruce being a tall tree, will fall into the juniper being a small tree. So it's kind of a warning against overambition and gives us advice to be realistic about our goals to avoid disappointment or setbacks. Be content with what you have. Don't go overboard. And I found these old proverbs often so depressing and so absolutely stupid. But they're very, very Finnish, if you ask me. And they're very descriptive of the Finnish culture in some way. And on the other hand, there's the older I've gotten, I've also started to see a certain humility in there that actually speaks to me more and more. I'm able to, with getting more experienced, I'm able to look at things from different perspective in some ways, and it kind of, I even see connections like connotations and echoes of the a strong connection to nature. I think Greg mentioned nature there somewhere in some comment. Maybe I can't find it now. There's so much comments about the Finnish nature, the forests, the lakes. Even though more and more Finnish people are alienating themselves, or we are alienating ourselves more and more from the nature, or the nature has been commercialized into something that has a price tag. You need to pay to be in nature, and it becomes sort of like an entertainment type of thing. And that's where things go terribly wrong, I feel. Nature should not be entertainment. Nature should not be a product. It's elemental to, as long as we have that bond that we feel and we know with our body and with our whole existence that we are part of the nature. We literally are part of that. Dust to dust, remember? There's something to understand that I am a little particle of this unique ecosystem that we call the earth. That I understand that I don't need so much to be satisfied, to be content with my life, to be happy with my life. That I understand also the beauty of my mortality. I don't need so much because when I pass, there's no pockets anyways. The house I live in now, it will be somebody else's. From the point on, I'm no longer, everything, every material thing ever that was mine will be from that point on someone else's. Or whatever stuff that was subjectively speaking valuable to me, sentimentally valuable to me, But those after me don't see that subjective value. All that stuff will be simply ditched. And so, I think there's beauty in that. In other words, owning stuff shouldn't necessarily be my ultimate goal in life, should it? I guess I'm still talking about why Finland is the happiest country. Kind of gloomy way, but anyways. Yeah, Greg also, I think Greg mentioned also sauna somewhere in his early comment, even before this started, I reckon. Greg is probably right also in mentioning sauna being part of happiness for Finnish folks. It's not easy to explain in depth why sauna means so much to us though. Because it means much to us. And it's multi-layered reasons for that, why. Maybe I'll dedicate a whole episode to that sometime in the near future. Not necessarily a bad idea. I think I could do that. I think it would be relevant even to the channel if I talk about the Finnish sauna. Yeah, that's a promise. There will be a sauna episode, but I don't know when. I don't have any ultimate summary about the Finnish happiness, but the next question will actually lead us deeper, and also might touch the happiness question. What happiness even is in the first place. We might kind of touch back there. But let me see how far back do I see the comments here. Molecule, hello, you're here too. Nick Friedrichs, thank you for joining. Where are we here? Yeah, Molecule says, I read a comment concentrating on the difference between the definition of a happy country or an actual happiness of the citizens. I can imagine it feels fitting that you get a kind of like a totally different impression depending on the perspective, how you look at it. Yeah. Okay. Keep the comments coming. We are moving on to the last question for today. It is 10 o'clock and we are not super much late. I thought it would be maximum 1 hour, but I've been kind of drifting back and forth and getting lost with my notes, and so here we are. What can I say? We'll go to the last question for today, the question number 8, the AI. The artificial intelligence. A threat or an opportunity? And in our context, especially for creative arts. A threat or an opportunity for creative arts, such as music, visual arts. Yeah. Someone, can't remember who, someone asked me this in an email, a customer who has our guitar or a bass, asked me about AI. And I've been pondering the question on and on, probably ever since. Because that person asked it sort of like specifically about music and about kind of extending it to the or kind of including the making of guitars as a creative art. Well, I'm not really talking about making guitars and not going there exactly, but yeah, there's all the science fiction, right, about AI, both literature and films. We know that stuff, suggesting that AI will take over and the humans will either become its slaves or we go extinct. The Terminator movies, with its Skynet, or The Matrix, Agent Smith whispering to Morpheus, who's tied up into a chair. And Agent Smith compares humans to viruses, both species multiplying endlessly, in the end killing their host in their greed. Agent Smith, a voice of AI, takes the role of a hero, saving the humans from their own insanity. Yeah, AI taking over in such way is frightening, but also paradoxically, it's a fascinating thought. I feel. See, if we don't understand, I mean, history tells, if we don't understand, and look at the times we live in now, if we don't understand what's the best for us, if you cannot rise above the greed and the violence that we are as a species, could an ethically built AI be the answer? Well, I leave that thread of thought there for you to contemplate on. It is interesting. I've had a long conversation about this topic with none other than ChatGPT the other day. Challenging the AI to build a better world with the AI taking over Homo sapiens. It's interesting. But I'll leave it at that. We'll focus more into the surprise turn of events with the development of AI. If we go back in time as little as, let's say, 3 years, I don't think anyone in their right mind would have suggested that the first realm the AI will take over will be the creative arts. The last havens safe from the AI would be music and visual arts, we thought, didn't we? Just a few years ago. Yeah. Let's watch a little video clip from a recent Nick Cave interview. Let me find it. Okay, here we go.
You've published a book. Here it is. It's Faith, Hope, and Carnage, in which you talk about creativity and grief and the power of music. Music is so powerful, it's like mysterious to me. I'm curious how you see and how you express the power of music. What does it mean to you?
What is music to me?
What is the power of music to you?
Well, I think music is a thing that makes things better. You know, hey, this is going to be easy. You know, I mean, I really think it is one of the last, these guys know, it's one of the last legitimate opportunities we have for a transcendent experience really left to us. And you know, and we need to be careful with it. And
we need to be careful with it?
I think we need to, I think there's, well, I don't know if we need to get, you know, but I think there's forces out there that are expressly designed to take the creative act away from us, especially with AI as it's coming out at the moment.
to purely industrialize it.
Well, to create music as simply a product and to take away the actual creative... The creative experience is seen as a sort of impediment on the road to the product itself.
There, yeah. Nick described what power of music means to him. He said, music makes things better. And he continued describing the creative act being one of the last legitimate opportunities we have for a transcendent experience left to us. I think he's touching something super important, and I also think the reason why the creative act would be or is one of the last opportunities for us is because we've already let go so many other opportunities. To be transcended. Now we're touching the happiness part again. The easier and the more processed our lives have become in the modern societies, the less we are in touch with the reality, the actual life, the nature, the life, the blood, the sweat, the tears, all of it. The more we're alienated from all that, where the food comes from, where, there was some statistics saying that we're way more in touch these days with our phones than we are touching other people. That's a sad thought. A sad thought, isn't it? An unhappy thought. Our lives have become so easy that we have a lot of time to kill, a lot of time to keep us entertained. Okay, so Nick sees the creative act of music as one of the last opportunities. And the rise of AI is worrying him. Just like it worries countless creative artists around the world at the moment. This is very understandable, and the AI appears to evolve so quick that we've already passed the point where we can, without a shadow of doubt, tell apart AI-made and human-made music or visual arts. And even if we could today, it's only a matter of weeks or months that we can't anymore. The AI is evolving so fast in mimicking and with the vast resources of data that it is capable of processing and sort of creating new combinations from that existing data. Okay, so next, Nick said something about the creative experience being seen as an impediment on the road to the product itself. An impediment, an obstacle, a frustration that slows down and complicates the process towards cashing in the product. Now, those words, the creative experience being seen as an obstacle between an investment and the return of investment, and that AI could offer a solution to get rid of this annoying obstacle, the creative process, and just get the money, get the money and run. Now we're at the heart of the problem I see in AI, and it goes way deeper than music being the last resort or last opportunity or anything like that. It kind of extends everywhere. It kind of extends to the same level of frightening as I think I said in the beginning about the Terminator or the other end of the world scenarios, where we either become slaves of the AI or go extinct. And the first option, becoming slaves of the AI, doesn't look very far from the reality in sense, even if it wouldn't be as literal as in the Matrix movie, with our bodies being tied into cocoons or something, but rather metaphorically becoming links in this commercial chain. See where I'm going here? For the purpose of making money, the AI is the perfect ally, isn't it? For the money-making industry, it is the perfect ally. No need to pay the artist, just let's take the money. The people won't notice the difference anyways. And the sad part is that the masses of us don't notice the difference. Because we're already so alienated to the whole concept of the creative act or the what it means to make music with a band or play live with a band or watch the live concert even. Listening to an album of music. You've saved, when I was 12 years, 13, 14 years, I would save for a month. I would, go to the record store to see if that record that should be released, if it is already in the shop, so I could buy it. I invested all I had to get that album. I go home, I put the album on, and I listen to it, and I listen to it again, and I study all the cover art and whatever is written about who is in the band and what has gone into the creative act of that album. And it transcended me. And it was the music, listening to that album or going to see that band live, or, it was in the same way real and tangible as walking in the forest, swimming in a lake. It's not always comfortable listening to an album of music. We had a great conversation with my two friends, Junnu and Tommy, the other day. We're standing in Junnu's studio and we had a great conversation about where these guys they're kind of not arguing, but let's say challenging each other on listening to music, and that listening to music or making music, learning to play an instrument or playing in a band or going to see a live concert, standing in the crowd, it's not always comfortable. It can be very uncomfortable, but it's real nevertheless. Or that's even the style of music you're listening to. It's not meant to be easy listening and entertainment. It's not entertainment. All this is already oblivious to a big part of the younger generations. Music has for years been replaced by entertainment. Now, music and entertainment, like I mean, in the sense that what Nick Cave talks about, the transcendental experience, music and entertainment are two completely different things. Even if music, even Nick Cave's music he has made a living with it, and it is commercial in that sense, yes. But it's not like the money comes first and let's just put out something so the money keeps coming. The music was there first. The creative act was there first. And the absurdity or the paradox, I mean, to hand away the creative act and replace it with entertainment, with AI generated entertainment, how sad is that? I mean, we give away not only the divine experience music can give us when we listen to music, but the whole thing is just so pointless. I mean, what do we get in exchange? Where is the point? Is the point that our lives become so easy that we can just lay on the couch and eat popcorn and the entertainment keeps fed to us? It's like, what? Where's the point? Even if the AI could mimic and create the perfect, if I love whatever, if I love Jeff Beck and one day the AI could mimic the most beautiful and believable and credible song or album in the style of Jeff Beck, and I would kind of buy it by or to me it would sound real when listening to it. The idea of it makes me not interested in it. I'm not interested in knowing how well AI can mimic something important. I'm not interested in it because it's hollow, it's empty, there's nothing there. I want the real thing. I want the blood, I want the sweat, and I want the tears. AI doesn't have those, and I'm not interested in not having those. Yeah. That's all I have to say about AI. But about Nick Cave, I would say go find the website Red Hand Files. Put to Google Nick Cave Red Hand Files and you'll find it. I'll say no more. If you don't know what it is, go find it, read some stories. There's plenty. You'll love it. That's all I have to say about that. And we are 20 minutes past my sleeping time. I thank you for all the comments. There's so much comments. I'm super happy, and I'm relieved that there's people there. I was so nervous that you have abandoned me. You hadn't. Thank you. Let's do this again. Next week, maybe not. Soon anyways. Let's do this again. And in the meanwhile, people, take care of your loved ones. Remember to touch your loved ones more than your phones. I'll try to remember it too. Be well. Stay safe. Peace, love, and good music. Good night. Love you, people.